In this video, I'm going to show you some ways to spruce up your blog index page. This is the page on your website where all your blog posts appear. I'm going to show you how to get more out of that particular page. It's ideal for Elementor users, but if you're using another page builder, I believe that they have ways of improving that as well. And so that's what we're going to do in this video. And it's kind of sparked by people asking me how I got my blog page looking like this. This is the page on my website where I have blog posts, but I also have other things going on here that I end up having full control over to make it a better experience for the people that visit my website. So anyways, we're going to jump into this. Just want to say my name's Adam, WPCrafter.com. If you're new here, there's a subscribe button, but let's just jump into the content of the video. All right, so here is a basic WordPress installation. I have a website already loaded up on it. So the first thing that you can do is just use what your theme actually has built into it. But what ends up happening when you do that is you're just getting a list of blog posts. You don't really have full layout control over your blog index page, something I'm going to show you how to do. So let me first just show you what it looks like when you have a blog page that is controlled by your theme. So here is a blog page right here. It just so happens to also be set as the home page. And when you scroll down, there's this nice grid here of the various blog posts. And actually, this does look pretty nice. This is a theme that happens to have lots of great options if you want your theme to control your blog index page. For me, I rather make my own blog index page myself using my page builder, but that's the best first advice. If you don't want to use a page builder to do it, make sure you have a theme that gives you the options to make this blog index page look exactly how you want it to look. Okay, but we're not going to do that. So what not everybody knows this, but in WordPress, you actually tell WordPress which page is going to be your blog index page and have all of these blog posts listed on it. And you can simply untell WordPress that that is your blog index page. And this is what I've done to have full layout control over the blog index page on my website. Super simple to do. You just go to settings and then you go right here to reading. And there's this option right here that says post page. Well, if you change it from whatever it's set to select, basically you can make any page on your website be this blog index page. You simply need to create the page and add a link to it in the menu navigation, and you have a whole new blog index page. But you need a tool to then also pull in those lists of posts, and that's where using a page builder will come in. So let me go ahead and save the changes here. And now when I go to my pages, you're going to see that here's that blog page again, but when I go to view it, it doesn't look anything like it did before, and that's because WordPress just sees this as a normal page on your site, and that is perfectly fine, and that's exactly what we want here. So I'm going to go into it right here, and then I'm first going to click on Edit with Elementor, and then it's going to open up in Elementor right now. And the reason you see this going on with the header is because this particular page in the theme is set to have a transparent header. So if I was to add a new section to Elementor and then maybe add sort of a contrasting color by choosing the section and then going right here and then entering a background color, you'll see what I mean. So let's go ahead and just choose a color right here. And we can go something like how it looked before. It doesn't matter. We can go like that. And let's add some basic height to this. So I'm going to go from height and I'm going to go minimum height. And there you can see I have some minimum height here. Now when I collapse the Elementor interface, you're going to see, and this is the theme that's actually doing the header part, the transparent header part. You can see I now have a beautiful transparent header, and I can put anything I want in this section. I can have a background image, I can have a color gradient, I can make this literally look however I want it to look. So next is, what should some of the elements first be that we can put on a blog index page other than just our posts? Because doing the posts is actually going to be very easy. If you have elements Elementor Pro, there is a posts module in there. So let me show you how that's done, and then we'll talk about what we can do with this other space here. So if I scroll down to the Pro elements, there's this posts option right here. I can just drag and drop that right there, and you can see here they are, and there's different skins. There's the classic skin and the card skin, just like that. And then you can start tweaking away and enabling and disabling things. If I didn't want this avatar here, I can scroll down here and I can just turn that off, and then we lose that. So now what we have is this empty space here that we can utilize for more things. And then when you scroll down, we have a list right here of the various posts that are on this website, and we could tweak this out, and we'll probably want to add some spacing right here. So let's go ahead and do that now, as a matter of fact. So I'm going to go into, because if I don't, it's going to bother me. Okay, so I'm going to go there to the section. I'm going to click on Advanced, and I'm going to add some padding to the top and to the bottom. So I'm going to unlock them, and I'm thinking probably about 80 pixels. So let's see what 80 looks like. That looks good. And we'll put 80 to the bottom. And that's actually looking pretty good. So we've now created it with Elementor, but there's a lot more that we could do here. We could put a really nice headline here, so I can go and drag a heading and I can center it. I would probably want to make the color of the text one that looks a little better for right there. But another thing that we can do is add an opt-in form. So this is a great opportunity to, since people are on your blog page, to give them an opportunity to give you their email address if they'd like to be notified when there's new content on this blog page. Again, well, there's lots of ways to do this, but if you already have Elementor Pro, you can scroll down to the Pro elements, and then there is a form option right here, and we can drop that in. Right off the bat, you can see this and say, whoa, that does not look right, but we can easily tweak this. So all we really want for what I'm going to create for this is I'm just going to use the email address. So right here, I can get rid of name, and I can get rid of message. Now we just have email and the button, but there's a lot we can do here to spruce this up. So let's first spend a moment here to try to improve the look of this. So we have the email field right here. It's named email, and we don't have to have it say email there. We can put something a little better for the placeholder, like enter your email address. There we go, right there, enter your email address. And we could then go right here where it says the column width, and let's change this to say 75. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the button in that other 25% of the column width space right there. Okay, so we have this label right here that says email. I just might want to get rid of that right there. So now we got rid of the label. And let's see what other tweaks we can do. So we have our input size. Actually, I should have left that saying email and just disabled the label. See, I like to leave my little mistakes in here so you can see that we all make them. Okay, and that got rid of my label. That is perfect. So that is our first form field, and then our submit button. So it says column width. Instead of 100, let's move this to 25%. And you can see now it's been merged onto the same line, which is kind of what I was after. Now for the text here, it says send. Let's change that a little bit to something to communicate what they're actually doing by putting their email and then clicking on submit. So let's change this to subscribe. I think that is fine right there. So next, let's see what other options that we have here. We can add an icon to the subscribe button. I probably don't particularly want that. Now you can integrate this with your email services, and at the end of the video I'll tell you what email services that I'm using if I remember, but you can do that right here, and you can put here what happens after someone submits this. Okay, and then we've got some additional options. All right, so now let's see if we can kind of spruce it up a little bit. Okay, so we have this gap between the two here, so I'm actually going to see what happens when I get rid of that. Actually, that is what I wanted. I wanted to get rid of that gap right there. So we've got some letter spacing. Let's go ahead and take a look at the field options. I'm fine with those. Let's look at our button options. Okay, so we have this button border radius. I want to do something interesting there, so just bear with me. So on the right, I think it might be 30. So there's 30, and then on the bottom, I'm going to do 30. So you see what it did? It kind of made it like a pill shape. It's a little rounded right there, and it kind of looks like it's together. I actually want to do the same thing over here, so it just kind of looks together like it's one thing. So let me go back to the field and see. There we go. I've got border radius here. So I'm going to do this to the left like this, 30, and then I believe bottom. Nope, that wasn't it. I think I need to do on the top. There it is. So now we have this kind of pill looking thing going on here. I do need to change the color of the button a little bit. So I'm going to go to button, and for the background color, let's make it something a bit brighter. Let's choose a color or something. Okay, that's bright. That's fine. All right, so now we have kind of a nicer looking opt-in form where someone can just pop their email in. It's styled a little bit nicer. Of course, it's all done on the fly. Last thing that I'd want to do is make this not be so wide. There's several ways we can go about doing that. So we could just, for the element here, we can add some padding to the left and right, but if you do it that way, you have to make sure on a mobile device that you tweak the setting for that. So just to get a quick idea of how this would look, actually I'm going to add margin, sorry. So for the right, let's add 200 like that, and then for the left, let's add 200 like that. It's still a bit on the wide side, so let's make this 250, and then let's make this 250, and there you have it. It looks a little bit nicer. Obviously, I'm not going through every little fine detail to make this look beautiful, but you can get the point. I would actually tighten that up a little bit more. Now, like I said, on a mobile device, you're going to need to tweak it by going here and clicking on this little icon and then changing it for a mobile device. But you can see we're already made a much better looking blog index page here where you can do a lot more things with it, like have an opt-in form here, and it would look better if it was styled. Another interesting thing, and you can see I did this on my website, is I didn't add an opt-in form. I probably should though. Instead, I added a search box, and this is also a feature found inside of Elementor Pro. So if I go down here to the Pro elements right here, and I scroll down a little bit. All right, here it is. It's actually found under theme elements and then search form. I can go ahead and drop that in there, and we have this same kind of search form where we can do something very similar. We can tighten it up, we can style it. You have full control over this search form. So you can see I did the whole pill thing again, and I did the same pill thing with the search button, and I made it so there was no spacing between the button and the field. And you can also put whatever you want to be the placeholder text. So for me, what I put in there is giving people ideas of what they could search in there. And so that's how I ended up with mine. So let me actually get rid of this right here. So this is the first thing that you can do to really spruce up your blog index page, and you can style this and tweak it to your heart's content. You could put calls to action here. You can obviously put an email sign up form or a search form, or a wide variety of things that you could do here. If you're a local business, you could have some kind of an advertisement in there, call today and we'll give you XYZ for free. There's so many things you could do with this space right here. Okay, so this is one of the things we're able to do just with Elementor Pro. Okay, now the next thing I wanted to do is show you how with this Elementor add-on called Elementor Extras, they also have a post grid element that adds some additional features that I think are actually kind of neat. So let me show you those right now. So what I'm going to need to do is go here and save this, and then I'm going to get out of it, but I'm going to have to come right back in. So I'm going to go to Exit to Dashboard. I'm going to go right here to plugins, and it's right here, Elementor Extras. I'm going to activate it. Oops, looks like I need to update it as well. I'm going to go back into Pages, and for a blog, I'm going to go and jump right back into Elementor, and now we're going to have some additional modules that are only found with Elementor Extras, and the ones I'm specifically looking for is the Post Extras. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, wherever we are. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the Elementor grid, and then I'm going to scroll down to the Elementor extras. It's going to be down here somewhere underneath WordPress. There it is. Okay, so it's right here, Post Extras. Now, it does a lot of the same things that the Elementor Pro Posts module does, but it also expands a bit on those features, and it adds some things that really might interest you. In fact, I do use this on certain parts of my website. So you can have a carousel if you want. Let's go classic right here. I'm not going to get into all the intricacies, but what I wanted to show you is the one thing that I really like, and it's called filters. So I'm going to turn filters on, and then I'm going to go right here to filters, and I'm going to choose categories. And did you see what it did? It added a list of the categories right here at the top. And when I click on it, I'll get out of this and show you it live. When I click on it, it filters that list of posts to just show the posts that are in that particular category. So I'm going to go ahead and click on update, and I'm going to click on preview changes. It's opening up here in the new tab, and here are my blog posts, right? So when I click on, say, cocktails, I think they might all be cocktails. Okay, there's food. So you can see now it's just showing me the food. And then here is another option right there, and it's just showing me that. So this filter feature is really, really nice. I do use that on my website. Now, obviously, you're going to want to manipulate some of the styling. You have full styling control over all of this and how it looks. You can do some really neat things with it. Let's just take a quick look at their website to see what options. So you can make your posts easily look like this, or this is a carousel if you wanted a post carousel. Here's how they styled that filters. So you can go like this and it's filtering it. See how nice that looks? So these are more options that you have available if you are using the Elementor extras. All right, so now let me do one more thing. I'm going to show you one more option that is out there and available to you for creating a beautiful blog index page. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to click on exit to dashboard, and it's another option to enable. So I'm going to go to plugins. Now this is actually a plugin that I did a full review on several months ago, and it's called JetBlog for Elementor. So I'm going to click on activate, and I'm going to actually deactivate the Elementor extras. It might make our page look funny for a moment. And then I'm going to jump right back into Elementor on that blog post by clicking on Edit with Elementor. And so we might not have that blog. Yeah, just like I figured, because we disabled it, it just made it entirely disappear. Let me show you what JetBlog does for a quick moment. Here is a website that they have that shows you some of the options, and essentially what this is going to allow you to do, and it's the simplest way to get to this point. This plugin allows you to create these beautiful variety of newspaper style layouts, but using Elementor in your blog post content. So I'll have links to all of this stuff in the video description box, just so you know. So you can have lists of posts like this. You can have this, what's commonly referred to as a tile grid like this. You can see it looks really nice with the right images. The only challenge with something like this is it does different things with the images that you use in your blog post. It starts displaying them in different shapes, and so some of your featured images might not look right. So you always want to think before about what a blog post featured image is going to look like in these various layouts before you choose one. All right, so let's see what we can do here. So I'm going to scroll down. We've got our Pro Elements, our theme elements, and it should be right underneath widgets, and here they are. So it's adding these 6 different elements that you can add. So let's first choose maybe the Smart Post title. So I'm not going to go through each one of these, but you can quickly see how just dropping that in, it looks really nice. Obviously, we have some styling issues that we would need to fix to change the font color and maybe reduce the amount of text, because you get full control. And there's also this gap between the images. You can have full control over that. But I do have to say, just a moment ago, I said you got to be conscious of your images. all the images that are on this demo blog look fantastic using this add-on. So you have these various grid layout options. So if you just wanted 2 images side by side, it could look like that. It can look like this if you like that layout. There's all of these various layout options right here that you can turn on with one click. And then you have pretty much full styling control. So you've got your height option right here, so I can make it taller to fit more stuff in there if that's what I wanted. You have full control over these various data points. So if you don't want the metadata, you can turn that off, and you can just start turning different things off. You can even feed in custom fields. That's actually very interesting. For style, you can see by default, they really should change this to not have it be this color. It should probably have something a little different by default. So if I wanted to change the text, I believe that would be underneath content. And then for the title, we'd probably need to just go straight white. So you can see I've already changed that, and you have full control over it, even though it might not be looking the best the way I just threw it in there really quick. So we also have other options. So these are smart post tiles, and then you can do lists. And the best thing when you have full control, when you're building your blog index page this way and you have full control over it, you can do a variety of different things. So I can say have a new section right here, and it can be a 2-column section, and I can use this smart post list right here, and I can have it be a format like that. And I can also use the same module right here, and I can just have different settings for different categories, different styling, different layout. I can do whatever I want with it and to create a really dynamic looking blog index page like you see being done here with your tiles and everything. And so it also includes some other things like a video playlist, which is actually really cool too. The only thing I don't like about it is because of YouTube, you have to have this YouTube API. And so if you want more info on this plugin, you'll definitely want to check out my video where I went through it in a lot more detail. So anyways, this is some ways that you can do more with your blog index page, and it really boils down to just not having WordPress manage and control it, but instead building it out with your page builder. It's really simple to do, and then leveraging all of these elements that are available to you from Elementor, or maybe from one of the various add-on packages. You can do some really neat things, some really creative things, and really make the best use out of this highly visited page on your website. So anyways, if you've enjoyed or found any value out of this video, if you could consider giving it a thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, you could subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications if you want to know when these are uploaded. I do have links to everything in the video description box. Those are probably all going to be referral links, except Elementor Extras. They don't have a referral program. They're all going to be referral links. If you did click on that link and make a purchase, a portion of what you pay goes to support this channel. Not a huge amount of money, but if you did want Elementor and you click on that link, it's going to go to my website where I tell you about a course I have that I will give to you for free on Elementor to get more out of Elementor if you were to purchase Elementor Pro through the link there. So anyways, all that information is down there for you. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for supporting me, and I'll see you in the next one.